welcome to Rad Kitty Tutorials. Today I'm going to teach you one of my favorite tricks, which is the Superman. So first things first, if you haven't warmed up yet, please do that. I have other videos such as my inverts and climate conditioning videos that will really help you get warmed up before you attempt this trick or anything else. We're going to go to the ground and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So here you want to get your thighs in between the pole, not quite in your bits, but like right where your adductors are. And what you're going to do is you're going to take whichever hand you want. I'm just going to use my right for now. And you're going to look up behind you and you're going to grab in a baseball grip, and that's going to be your pull. And then once you're a little higher up, this hand will be your push, and that will help you get into position. So see how my hips are facing the ground? That's exactly the position you want to be in when you're trying to get to Superman, or else it's just going to be very janky. All right, so now I'm going to show you a little bit higher that you can see the motion. Oh, the squeeze you really want when you're doing the Superman, think of the I have to pee muscles. I'll show you with the other way. So you're kind of doing like a little hinge here, but you're also using your hips to thrust forward, and that will be your push. All right, the first way I'm going to show you how to get into Superman is from the ground, just from a Jasmine. So that's the prerequisite if you want to move forward. So first, I'm going to hook my leg, set it for my Jasmine with my pistol grip. Then next, I'm really going to use my push and pull with the Jasmine. I'm going to open my top leg, and I'm going to start rotating my hips around, taking my top leg off. I'm going to start pushing my hips down, and then I'm going to get into position. And I'll spin around. Now you can see it, and then you can just kind of melt down. So the second way that I'm going to show you how to get into a Superman is a little different, because you don't need a Jasmine as your prerequisite. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step with my outside leg and use my inside leg for momentum. And I'm really gonna squeeze that P muscle so I can get into position. It's just a one-handed Superman. So this hand is just gonna be like, wee, I'm pretty. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna step, thread through, wee, ow, 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 ow. So the next way to do Superman is from an apprentice. If you're really not a fan of those Jasmines, or you are not strong on your climbing yet, and that's totally okay because this trick is doable. So the first thing we're going to do is get into cradle. So I'm going to put my hips slightly in front of the pole. I'm going to get into my baseball grip. My top hand is going to be right at my face, and then the bottom hand is going to be just below my butt. And then I'm going to start leaning back. I'm going to use this hip for some meat and stick. And then I'm going to open. I'm going to have to bring my hand around, bring that top hand off, release. And now I'm back into the position again. And here we are. Superman. Whee! So the next one is going to be a climb into your Jasmine and Superman. So for this one, I'm just going to do one climb. Yippee. I'm going to use a bracket grip for this one. I'm going to sneak my left leg through. Then I'm going to drop into my Jasmine. Right hand down. Then I'm going to open up the top leg, start bringing my hips down, dropping that top hand. And now sinking my hips into position. I'm going to spin around. Now you can see it. Yay! And you can just kind of melt down to get out. Level Superman. You got all of those first ones. Awesome. All right, now we're going to take it up even further. So this one, we're going to do a cast off from a Jasmine. So you're really going to need momentum in your hips, and you're really going to have to be pulling with your arms and your shoulders and your lats and your back. So that way your chest doesn't fall forward and you don't smack face first into the pole. All right, this is neutral position, and you're just going to want to do some swings. Start from the ground first. So I'm just going to swing, swing, and then you're going to want to go in your Jasmine, but I'm too low. So we're going to take this up, and I'm going to show you what it looks like now. So we're just going to do one climb. That's really all you need. And we're up, Get into position. I'm gonna hook my left leg. So I'm gonna do 2 swings. 1, 2, hook. Now I'm gonna slide my hands down. My top hand is gonna be towards my face. Now I'm in my Jasmine. Then I'm gonna open up before I slide all the way down. And now I'm in my Superman. So this next one is similar to the apprentice that we did at the beginning, but we're going to add an invert to get into that position into your inside leg hang. So I'll show you what that looks like. Just gonna do it from the ground. We're gonna invert into inside leg hang. Here we are. Now we're getting into that cradle position I showed you earlier. I'm in my apprentice. Gonna hook my top leg for a second. Now I'm in my position. Gonna drop my hips. All right, next level of Superman. Now we're gonna start going upside down. So if you don't have your invert, that's okay. Just work on the rest of the Superman variations that I showed you in the other videos. Okay, so if you want to work on your invert, you can always look at my invert tutorial video. So now I'm gonna get upside down. I'm gonna do a chopper V. I'm gonna hook, get into my Jasmine. I'm gonna release the top hand, put it above my top knee. And now I'm in the Jasmine again, and I'm just gonna open up, bringing in my hips down, sliding in position, and I'm just gonna melt. Superman variations are a little bit more advanced, so I grabbed Maddie Daddy for safety purposes since I live alone. Okay, so this next one is called a cherry drop Superman, I think. Don't quote me on it. So I'm going to stand on my gas nice and high. I'm going to have to drop my top hand. Make sure you have a lot of stick for this one. I'm going to bring my outside leg up, and I'm going to have to lean back. I'm going to have to do an invert for this one. So you really want to have an invert. Okay. All right, so I'm going to break that down. So what I did was my pull was from my top hand and my push was from the bottom hand. And what I did is I just brought my top leg over behind the pull, and then the bottom leg followed along with it on the other side to get into a Jamila-like position afterwards. So I'll do it again. So I'm gonna put my hand under my leg. I'm gonna use this to squeeze. That'll help me get over. Now I'm gonna have to lean back. I'm gonna have to look at the ceiling when I do this to get over into position. It's gonna be one quick dynamic movement. So here we go. Good. Okay, I saved the best one for last. This one is from a shoulder mount to a pike to a Superman. So it's a cute little combo. I did this one back in 2018 for competition. So that's where the inspiration comes from. So now I get to teach it to you guys. Yay. So hopefully you have your shoulder mount. I'll do a separate video for shoulder mounting in the near future if you don't have your shoulder mount yet. If not, you can just do it from a chopper, which is a regression, and that's totally fine. So I'll show you what that looks like. So before I go up, once you get into that pike position, you're gonna need to use the bottom hand to push. Your inside hand, bottom hand, is gonna push. And you're gonna have to reach up looking at the ceiling to get into position with your top hand. And then you'll be able to release the bottom hand to get into position. Okay, I did it.